American Country Road. Stop. Okay, cheers. Stop. Stop. For our previous and next button, double click our previous button. Let's start with our previous button. Then type listbox 1 that selected index negative equal 1. Then in next button, type listbox 1 that selected index plus equal 1. Start. Okay, so location is D music. Okay, if I select here, then next will go down. Previous, it will go up. Okay, there's a problem here. When I reach the top or last list, then press the next or previous button, an error will appear. To correct this, if you reach the top or last list, then press the next or previous button, the selected list must not change its index value. So we need to get that index value. So we'll start from the button previous. We will insert an if function here. If listbox 1 that selected index is equal to 0. Okay, actually the last index number or the first index number in our list box is 0. Okay, so if the list box 1 that selected index is equal to 0, it means I reached the first list. Then what happened? Okay, then it will stay there. So list box 1 that selected index equal to 0. Okay, else what if it's not, the value is not 0? So it will move to the previous list. So we copy the code, then place it after else. So the logic is like this. If the list box selected index in our list box reach the value of 0, it means this is the first list in our list box, then it will stay there. So the selected index will still be 0. But if not, so it will go up. For our next button, same logic as the previous button, but here we need to get the index value of the last item on the list. Especially if we have more than 4 MP3 files that was searched. Okay, so we don't know what is the last index number and that last item on our list box. So we need to count the total items on our list box. Let's declare a variable as integer. Let's call it list count as integer. Note, I have inserted the list count code before the private sub. Then we go to public sub item list. We will insert a code here. List box 1 that items that count. This will be our list count. So after we search for MP3 files, it will count the number of items in our list box. Then it will be stored here. Then it's ready. Okay. Then we will insert some if function here. If list box 1 that selected index, is equal to the list count. Okay, list count, but it will be subtracted by 1. Why? Because if you notice, The index value of the first item in the list is 0. So it means the number starts from 0. Okay? If we have 4 items there, so the number is 0, 1, 2, and 3. There is no 4. And the counted number is 4. So we have to reduce it to 1 so that it will reach the last index number on our list. Okay? So therefore, I'll just copy this. Then else. Okay. If we did not reach the bottom yet, it will continue going down. Okay, let's try it. So the music there. So in here we have 4 items. So the total number counted is 4. But the first index is 0. So therefore this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the last item index is 3. Okay. So let's try our code. There's no more error found. Okay. So the error is solved. We will add some feature of our player, like when the first MP3 file is done playing, it will continue on the next one. Okay, so let's go to the play button. Using select case function, select case. Okay, then we will target the MP3 player. Case equal to 0, case equal to 1, then copy, paste. This is 2 and this is 3. Oh, we forget the property of our MP3 player, so the play state. Okay, so we will check the play state of our player. Okay, in our play state, the code 0 means undefined. Then the code 1 means stop. Okay, then the code 2 means pause, and the code 3 means playing. Okay, let us continue our code. MP3 player dot URL is equal to the location, which is the txt directory location dot text. Okay, then end symbol to connect the backslash in our string variable. Okay, and listbox 1 that selected, oops, wrong spelling. Listbox 1 that selected index or selected item. Listbox 1 that selected item. Okay, so this one will be moved here on our stop code. Okay, then on code 2 entry, we have to control the play and pause. So MP3 player that control, this will be play. Okay, then here MP3 that player that controls that pause. Okay, pause. Okay, so let us complete the case code. Okay, so we have completed the code. Now let's try and run this program. Okay, start. Okay, so location is the backslash music. Then we will select the country row. Play. Okay, play. Then pause. Then play. Then pause. then play, then pause. Okay. Now we will add some code on our stop, previews, and next button. We'll start at the stop button. Okay. Let's copy the btn play.text equal to play here. Then paste it to the stop button. Okay, so let's run the program to see what happens. Okay, then we will play. Please click the stop. Okay, and we'll start over again. The music will start over again. Unlike when we click the pause, we'll just pause the music and play. In here, if we click the stop, it will play all over again. Okay. Okay, so let us add a timer. So this timer will detect the play state of our MP3 file. It tells the program to play all the MP3 files on the list, unless it reaches the last file or you press the stop button. Before that, I will just have to input some code here. Okay. The code here will just play the next, okay, the next music on our next button. That is our code here. But first, we need to create a subcode. This subcode will detect the text property of the play button. If the text property of the play button is pause, then it will play the next MP3 file on the list. But if not, the player will stop playing. We will add some public sub here that we will call a playstat. Okay, so public sub playstat means the status of our player. Okay, so playstat. Okay, in here it will detect the button play. If the btn play that text is equal to pause, okay, then it will play the next player. Okay, so play or mp3 play that url equal to txt directory location that text and symbol backslash and symbol asterisk, then the selected item on the list box. That selected item. Else mp3 player that controls that stop. Then we call on the playstat on our next button. We just copy and paste playstat. And also on the previous button, we insert playstat. Okay, so let's try the program. Start, type location, select, and play. So the text here is pause. So if I click the next button, it will play the next. But if the text here is play, there's no play done. Okay, play, then previous, will play the previous. Okay, stop. Okay. Next, we go to our timer. Double click timer, then type if mp3 player that play state equal to 1, then another if here, if btn player dot text equal to pause, then okay, if the play state is stop and the text property of play button is pause, therefore we call on the next button to perform a click. We type here btn next dot perform click, else timer 1 dot enabled equal to false. Now we go to btn play. This is where we enable the timer. So timer 1 dot enabled equal to true. Then we go to the start button. Then insert here timer 1 dot enabled equal to false. Okay, so start the program. Okay, location is the music. Let's try to play some file. So you notice that the text here is paused, so the player must continue. Okay, so our player works. Okay. There. So our music continues playing because text here is paused. Okay, we're good to go. Now for the finishing touch, design the form of our player. Okay, that's it. Player is ready. Now to save our program. Done. Okay, so let us locate the exe file of our MP3 player. Here it is. Double click. Locate the folder. Music. Select file. Then play. Next. Next. Previews. How about we stop playing and we previews? Next. Nothing plays. Okay, all done. So we have created a simple player that can play an MP3 file with player controls, can browse a folder location, and some continuous playing feature in Visual Basic. So this ends our tutorial. So don't forget to click the subscribe button. We will make more project tutorials like this. Okay, hope you like this tutorial. See you on our next tutorial video. Bye-bye.